Hello everybody. In the last class, we discussed about pair of tangents. Then we discussed about the equation of tangent and normal to a particular given curve. This curve may be written in terms of this kind of s is equal to 0. And for this kind of curve, we got the equation of tangent in this way that t square is equal to s1. It represents the equation of a pair of tangent. And I skipped one idea of directed circle. So today I shall start with this definition of directed circle. What is directed circle? Suppose you have a curve. Suppose say this is a this kind. This may be an ellipse or maybe a hyperbola or parabola, whatever it is. Suppose you have a curve, okay, and we draw a pair of tangent from any point. Say this is one pair, this is one tangent, and similarly we may draw another tangent from a particular point. Suppose this is the point capital P. Hmm. Now, from this kind of point, we can draw two tangents, and the angle in between these two tangents, okay, the angle in between these two tangents, this angle uh, may be a 90-degree angle, may not be a 90-degree angle. This angle may be 90 degree or may not be 90 degree. Particularly if this angle in between the pair of straight lines becomes equal to 90 degree, in that case it can be proved that for central conic this locus of the point P represents a circle. That particular circle is called the director circle. If I'm repeating the definition again, that if in particular this angle becomes a 90-degree angle, in that case locus of the point P may be this kind of locus. Okay, locus of the point P will construct a circle, and this circle is called the director circle of this conic. The equation of the conic may be s is equal to 0. In that case, I am going to show you how to compute the equation of director circle of a particular conic. Okay, and I shall show that in case of central conic we get the locus of this point P as a circle, but in case of parabola we would not get any circle, rather we will get a straight line. I am going to show these results one by one, and remember this kind of results can be selected as a objective question or short question of 2 or 3 marks in your exam. Got it? So let's demonstrate the technique. Suppose let us start with central conic. Central conic means it may be as ellipse and it may be a hyperbola. Now, in case of ellipse, the equation is x square by a square plus y square divided by b square is equal to 1. And in case of hyperbola, this equation becomes is equal to x square by a square minus y square by b square, or it may also be written in this way that minus x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. In any one single case, maybe the coefficient of y square or the coefficient of x square may be negative. In both of these two cases, these equations represent hyperbola, and if both these, the coefficient of x square and the coefficient y square, both become a positive quantity, in that case we get an ellipse. Okay, so now these three equations, the equation of an ellipse or equation of a hyperbola, these three equations can be combined together and can be written in this way, that this equation is represented by a x square plus b y square. B y square is equal to 1. Over here you see, if suppose capital A becomes is equal to 1 by x square, like this, 1 by x square, okay, and capital B becomes is equal to 1 by capital B, 1 by small b square. In that case, this kind of equation this equation would be converted into this kind of equation. That means it would be an equation of ellipse. So if A and B both are positive, then this expression would represent an ellipse. However, if one of these A or B becomes negative, suppose A becomes negative, in that case that expression can be written in this fashion. If only B is negative, in that case this expression can be written in this kind of second category of equation. So in any case, if at least A or B becomes a negative quantity, in that case the equation can be converted into either the first equation or in the second equation of hyperbola. Got it? So in any case, we say that this kind of equation would always represent a parabola or hyperbola. Okay. So this kind of equation are actually the standard form of central conic. In general, we can say either not parabola. This equation represents either an ellipse or a hyperbola. So we can say that this kind of equation always represents a central conic having center at the point 0, 0. What will be the center of this kind of conic? The center is situated at the point 0, 0. Center is situated at the point 0, 0. Got it? So we are going to discuss with this expression. Huh? We are going to discuss with this expression, and it may be an equation of ellipse or it may be an equation of hyperbola. Okay. Now suppose this is the equation, and this equation can be written in this way: ax square plus by square minus 1 is equal to 0. Got it? And so this can be written as s is equal to 0. So what is s? S is this kind of expression: ax square plus by square minus 1 is equal to 0. Let us call it equation number 1. Then at any point P, we can say at the point P, suppose the coordinate of the point P is equal to alpha comma beta. At the point P, the pair of what we can say, the pair of tangents, pair of tangents, or we can say the pair of tangents drawn from the point in this way. The pair of tangents drawn from the point P, the pair of tangents drawn from the point P, from the point P alpha comma beta, is represented by which kind of formula? S1 is equal to t square. We got this formula in our previous class. Over here the formula was this one: t square is equal to ss1, or ss1 is equal to t square. Got it? So we are applying this formula over here. So what we shall obtain? We shall get the result that ss1 is equal to t square. What does it mean? It means that, what is s? This is the expression of s. So let's write the expression of s. Just a minute, I need to do something over here because otherwise it is not aligned properly. Okay, this is the expression of S. Please overlook this one. Um, let me process. Okay, fine. Now S1 is equal to t square. This is the expression of S. Then what would be the expression of S1? S1 would be the same kind of expression, just x would be replaced by alpha and y would be replaced by beta. So in place of x, I have to write alpha. In place of y, I have to write beta. So this is the expression of S1 at the point alpha comma beta. And that is equal to t square. T square means what would be the expression of t square? We know that x square is replaced by x into x1. Over here in place of x1 we have alpha and y is replaced by y into y1. So in place of y1 we have beta. Therefore, what would be the expression of this kind of t? That would be a into x into alpha plus b into y into beta minus 1 whole square. So this should be the expression of capital T. Got it? So in this way, we will have the equation of the pair of tangents. Now, it would represent a pair of straight line, and we know that the angle between the pair of straight lines would be 90 degree provided the coefficient of x square plus coefficient of y square become equal to 1. The condition is small a plus small b is equal to not 1 is equal to 0. A plus b is equal to 0. A plus b is equal to 0 is the condition under which this kind of pair of straight line would represent two perpendicular straight lines. Then what is A? A is the coefficient of x square. Now in that case, I need to identify the coefficient of x square. What would be the coefficient of x square? From left hand side. Okay, from left hand side, if we multiply this factor, this is actually a constant quantity. After putting x is equal to alpha and y is equal to beta, this expression becomes a certain constant quantity. So this expression multiplied by this first term will give rise to a coefficient of x square. So capital A multiplied by this expression. Got it? This would be the coefficient of x square. Let me write it in this kind of braces, within this kind of braces. So this expression multiplied by a would give us the coefficient of x square. And from left hand side, from right hand side, we will get one more coefficient of x square. If we expand it, this is a square, a plus b plus or minus c, whatever you call. So we will have the coefficient of x square is equal to a square into alpha square would be a coefficient of x square on the right hand side. So if it is taken on the left, then a negative sign must come. Okay, and in that case, the coefficient would be a square into alpha square. This much is the contribution from right hand side, and this much is the contribution from left hand side. So this would be the coefficient of x square plus. Similarly, we need to consider the coefficient of y square. So coefficient of y square would be again this expression multiplied by this capital B. Got it? So capital B minus, from this expression as well, from the right hand side we need to identify the coefficient of y square. So coefficient of y square will be capital B square into beta square. So over here capital B square into beta square. So this much is the contribution from right hand side and this much is the contribution from left hand side. This altogether, this total expression is the coefficient of y square. This total expression is the coefficient of x square. So this total, in order that this angle, where is this angle? This angle becomes is equal to 90 degree. In that case, this condition a plus b, that must be is equal to 0. That means coefficient of x square plus coefficient of y square must be is equal to 0. Okay. Now you see over here, we can take this expression and this expression common, and then what we shall obtain, we will get this value plus this value, and we can take this expression common. Then after taking this expression common, what we shall have inside the bracket, we shall have this kind of expression a plus b. Okay, and to along with that, this expression minus this is equal to 0. Now what we need to do, we need to expand it, and we hopefully some terms would get cancelled. So we could also expand it without taking common this expression. So we can simply write this a plus this b, and then expand it plus this b. So I'm not taking this expression common. So what we have over here, this expression is equal to capital A multiplied by A. So it would be a square, then A into B, then minus A, and over here B is multiplied. So A into B, this B will come over here. Then this becomes is equal to B square. B square, and this would be B. Okay, so forget about this bracket. Minus this expression is equal to 0. You see over here, plus a square alpha square minus a square alpha square will get cancelled. Similarly, over here, plus b square beta square minus b square beta square will get cancelled. So ultimately, after cancellation, only these two terms would be present. Then this term would be present. This term will get cancelled with this expression. Only minus b would be present, is equal to 0. And you see, it means that from we just rearrange these two terms in this way. So AB can be taken common from these two terms. So what we shall have, AB within bracket, we shall have alpha square plus beta square, and again we can keep these expressions on the right hand side. So this would be is equal to simply a plus b. Got it? So what we have over here, we have this alpha square plus beta square. This alpha square plus beta square is equal to this expression a plus b divided by ab. So if you now want to compute the locus, so the locus মানে স্থানাঙ্ক বাংলা যেটাকে বলে, locus of the point P alpha comma beta. How to find the locus? Locus would be is equal to, in place of alpha we shall have to replace x, and we shall in place of beta we have to put y. So what would be the locus? The locus would be this kind of expression. Just in place of alpha we are putting x, in place of beta we are putting y. So this would be the locus of the point P, and you see this is x square plus y square is equal to some constant. So that is actually the equation of a circle, which is the equation of a circle. Okay, equation of a circle, and this is called the director circle. Now is it clear to you everybody? ব্যাপারটা clear হলো how to compute director circle? হ্যালো,
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
কারো কোনো কোশ্চেন আছে?
ইয়েস স্যার।
ডু ইউ হ্যাভ এনি কোশ্চেন? ডাজ এনিবডি হ্যাভ এনি কোশ্চেন রিগার্ডিং দিস ডিসকাশন?
ডাইরেক্ট সার্কেল কেন বলা হয়?
সরি, প্লিজ
স্যার
রিপিট।
এটাকে ডাইরেক্ট সার্কেল বলার রিজনটা কি?
এক্স্যাক্টলি ডাইরেক্টর ওয়ার্ডটাকে ইউজ করা হয়েছে কেন সেটা আমিও সঠিক জানি না। হ্যাঁ, এটা আমাকে তাহলে ম্যাথমেটিক্সের হিস্ট্রি ঘাঁটতে হবে, বাট this is the definition that I don't know. You can say why capital A is called capital A. I don't know. Okay, so I don't have that much answer, but this is a circle. That much I can say. Okay.
ওকে স্যার।
Any other question?
নো স্যার।
Okay. Now, particularly, you need to remember two results. Okay, you need to remember two results. If you see, if capital A becomes is equal to 1 by A square, and capital B becomes is equal to 1 by B square, then equation 1, it gives that we have this expression, or this expression will be converted into this kind of equation of an ellipse. Then this would be the equation of an ellipse, and corresponding director circle. What would be the corresponding director circle? X square plus y square is equal to this kind of expression. So over here, this expression would be is equal to, you see, A is equal to 1 by A square. So over here, A would be is equal to 1 by A square. B is equal to 1 by B square. So 1 by A square, B is equal to 1 by B square, and that value would be simply is equal to this kind of expression. After taking LCM, forget about it. After taking LCM on numerator and denominator, this would be simply is equal to A square plus B square. Got it? So the equation, forget about this intermediate terms. The equation of the director circle would be is equal to x square plus y square is equal to a square plus b square. You need to remember the formula, okay, because this result is directly used in different problems. When we want to solve different problems, we shall directly apply this formula of director circle. That director circle of this kind of ellipse is x square plus y square, that is equal to a square plus b square. Got it? Next, in case of that A is equal to suppose 1 by A square and B is equal to suppose minus 1 by B square, suppose minus 1 by B square, okay, then this equation would give us, then equation of 1 would become is equal to x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. The corresponding director circle will be is equal to, over here we shall have this minus b square, and then again one more minus would ultimately come. Actually the minus should come from this portion, from this minus b square. Now if we consider the LCM, then it would be a square minus b square. Okay, so that would be the director circle for and ellipse. So not ellipse, for a hyperbola. So in case of hyperbola, x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. The equation of the diagonal circle would be x square plus y square is equal to a square minus b square. So you need to remember these two formula. Got it? And I am keeping a homework for you. Okay. So this is homework. I am keeping a homework for you, that the show that the director circle. You can take a note of this question, because this question generally comes in exam, for about 2 or 3 months. So show that the director circle of the parabola y square is equal to 4ax, is the straight line x plus a is equal to 0. Okay, you will get the result that if you apply the same technique that I demonstrated over here, starting from this equation number 1. So in place of equation number 1, y square minus 4ax would ultimately come. Y square minus 4ax is equal to 0 would be equation number 1. Now apply the same technique over here that I have demonstrated, and ultimately you will get this kind of straight line. You would not get any circle. That is the specialty of this kind of non-central point. You would not get any circle. Then you can say, we cannot say that this is a circle. Yet yes, this is not a circle. Actually, this would be a problem of projective geometry. That is a separate kind of geometry. You see, if you consider a very large circle, then look at the very small portion of the circle. Say if you consider this kind of circle and look at very small portion, this and this, then this much portion inside this much portion would look like a straight line. So you can say that the straight line, we are getting the straight line x plus a is equal to 0, and that looks like a straight line. However, we can consider this kind of straight line as a very small segment of a very large circle. Got it? Where the center of that circle may be situated at infinity. Got it? Because the circle is very large, infinitely large, the center of the circle would be situated at infinity, and any very small portion of that circle can be considered as a straight line. That's why we get this kind of straight line. And what is this? This is actually the directrix of the parabola. Directrix x is equal to minus a is the directrix of the parabola y square is equal to 4ax. Got it? So this is the directrix of the parabola. So directrix is nothing but the director circle of the parabola. So you got one more interpretation of directrix, that directrix in case of parabola becomes the director circle of the parabola. Or sometimes in your exam it comes in the way that show that just in place of director circle, the question comes in this way: show that the locus of the point of intersection of the pair of tangents drawn from any point of the from any point P, maybe alpha comma beta, for a parabola. You see, P does not lie on the parabola. For the parabola y square is equal to 4ax is the straight line x plus a is equal to 0. So remember, P, this point P is not a point on the curve. This is actually a point situated outside the curve. That's why we are able to draw two different tangent lines. So sometimes the question comes in this fashion. Got it? So I am keeping this result as a homework for you. All right. So this is the discussion about director circle. And over here in this file that I have already posted in the Google Classroom, you would get one similar question, that is probably example number 5 or 8, maybe something example number 5 or 8. I don't know. What is this? Example 4. Mm, no, example number 8, I suppose. Yes, this one. In place of particular standard equation of parabola or hyperbola or ellipse, we are considering over here a general equation, general second degree equation, S is equal to 0. Its question says that show that the equation of the director circle of this conic is this kind of, is represented by this kind of equation. So over here we consider this kind of conic S, and then we compute S1 is equal to T square. And after we are not going to the detailed computation over here. You see over here we did not consider the expansion, detailed expansion, because the expansion would be very cumbersome, and in all these expansions we don't need the coefficient of xy, we don't need the coefficient of x, the coefficient of y, or any more constant term. So yeah, computation or computation, this total expansion would be just waste of time. Got it? So what we need to do, we need to identify the coefficient of x square and the coefficient of y square. And that identification can be done as we demonstrated in the previous example. So this would be the coefficient of x square, this is the coefficient of x square, this would be the coefficient of y square. So coefficient of x square plus coefficient of y square becomes is equal to 0. And then after computation we get this kind of result, and ultimately we will be able to compute the locus of the point alpha comma beta, that is the director circle of this kind of file. Got it? So more or less all kind of questions have been discussed in this file. You can go through the remaining similar questions over here, and many such questions are there from book as well. Okay. So in the remaining part of this class, I would try to introduce one new concept. That would be the chord of contact of the tangents drawn from a point. You see, the total I have written simply chord of contact. Actually, what is this chord of contact? Not the chord of contact. I would rather like to say the chord of contact of the tangents drawn from the point, from a point capital P. Suppose. So suppose we have an ellipse, this kind of ellipse or parabola or hyperbola, whatever kind of curve you want to consider. Hmm. Suppose we have a point P, and from a point we can draw two tangent lines to a curve. That is actually the pair of tangents. Now at these two tangents, at these 2 points of intersection, suppose let us call them capital A point. This is a capital A point. This is capital A point, and this is capital B point. Got it? Forget about this point Q. For the time being, forget about this point Q. Okay? Then the straight line passing through these 2 points A and B, these 2 points are actually the point of intersection, or at which we got these tangents. So this chord AB is actually called the chord of contact of the tangents drawn from the point P. Now, is it clear to you? ব্যাপারটা বোঝা গেল?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
thank you. So we need the equation of this straight line AB. Initially I tried to demonstrate the definition. Now following this definition, I am going to show you the equation of the straight of this chord of contact AB. Okay, so how to obtain the equation? You see, over here, let us suppose that this point P has the coordinates alpha comma beta. Okay, has the coordinates alpha comma beta. Suppose capital A has the coordinates x1 comma y1. Capital A has the coordinates x1 comma y1. Then we know that equation of the tangent at certain point is obtained by the formula t is equal to 0. Okay, at the point capital A we have to apply the formula t is equal to 0. Then what would be the formula? X square has to be replaced by x1, xy is to be replaced by 2 into xy. Actually 2 into xy would be replaced by x1 y plus x y1. Then y square is to be replaced by y y1. Now 2 into x has to be replaced by x1. 2 into y has to be replaced by y y1. So in this way we will get the equation of the tangent at the point A. Okay, so this is the AP, this is the straight line, that is the tangent at the point A. Now this tangent must pass through this point capital P. Therefore, the equation of this tangent has to be satisfied by the coordinates x is equal to alpha and y is equal to beta, as because the point P lies on this tangent. Therefore, this equation number 2 has to be satisfied by the point P alpha comma beta. Alright, and therefore by putting x is equal to alpha and y is equal to beta, we obtain this result. By putting x is equal to alpha and y is equal to beta in equation number 2, we obtain this kind of result. Alright, so what we see, now look at this very carefully. What we see from this result, what we observe from this result, this is the result. Can we say that x1 y1 lies on this kind of straight line? You see, if we put x is equal to x1 and y is equal to y1 in this equation, do we get this equation? Just observe it little carefully. In place of x1 we have x. Over here in place of x1 we have x. In place of y1 we have y. Again in place of y1 we have y. Over here in place of x1 we have x. In place of y1 we have y. So can we say that x1 y1 lies on this kind of equation or on this kind of straight line? Is it clear? So can we say that x1 y1 lies on this kind of straight line? Because ultimately if x1 y1 lies on this straight line, then this equation would be satisfied, and this is already satisfied. So we can say that x1 y1, this x1 y1, this straight line x1 y1 lies on this point x1 y1 lies on this kind of curve, and that is actually a straight line, you see. Okay, is it clear that x1 y1 lies on this kind of straight line? Is it clear to you? Hello, please respond.
Yes, sir.
So x1 y1 lies on this kind of curve. Fine. And what is this? If you observe it a bit carefully, this would be the expression, that is actually this left hand side is the expression of capital T at the point capital P alpha comma beta. Alpha comma beta at the point capital P alpha comma beta, this is the expression of capital T. So we can say that this equation can be written as T is equal to 0 computed at the point alpha comma beta. So what we observe is that x1 y1 lies on the straight line T is equal to 0 computed at the point alpha comma beta. Just similar to x1 y1, over here is the coordinate of the point capital A is x1 y1. Now if you consider this second point capital B, just similar to the similar to this process, as I demonstrated over here, we can say that the point capital B should also lie on the point T, on this straight line T is equal to 0. Just similar deduction would ultimately come over here. Got it? So what we observe is that x1 y1, that is the point capital A, and the point capital B lies on a straight line T is equal to 0, and we know that through two distinct points, say over here capital A and capital B, we know that through two distinct points only a single straight line can be drawn. Through two different points, only a single straight line can be drawn. And over here, this is the equation of the straight line t is equal to 0. Okay, so this equation of the straight line AB must be t is equal to 0. Got it? This is the equation through the point A comma B. Through two different points A comma B, only a single straight line can be drawn, and this is the straight line through the point capital A and capital B. Therefore, we can say that the equation of the straight line AB is this equation t is equal to 0. Okay, so we can say that chord of contact of the tangents drawn from the point capital P alpha comma beta is the equation t is equal to 0. But you may have certain confusion regarding the fact that we already got a result t is equal to 0. T is equal to 0 represents a straight line through the point, represents a tangent to a particular point. But over here, sir, we got the same kind of result that t is equal to 0 represents a chord of contact. Over here, this chord of contact AB is not a tangent line. So how can we get these two different results by the same kind of formula? This is one question that may hit in your mind, that we are applying same formula t is equal to 0. Let me make it very clear. You see, whenever t is equal to 0, this formula, whenever t is equal to 0 formula, whenever t is equal to 0 formula, this is applied on a point on the curve. When this is applied at a point on the curve, we will get a tangent line like AB, or like AP, not AB, like AP or BP. Okay. So whenever t is equal to 0 is applied at a point capital A on a curve, then we will get this kind of tangent like AP or BP. But whenever t is equal to 0, formula is applied at a point P which is not situated on the curve. Okay, whenever t is equal to 0, formula is applied at a point P which is not situated on the curve, then we get the chord of contact. Is it clear to you the difference in between the idea of tangent and chord of contact? We have same formula t is equal to 0, but whenever it is applied at a point on the curve, we get the equation of tangent. Whenever it is applied at a point outside the curve like p is not lying on the curve, there in that case we will get the chord of contact.